ready to start. Miguel, I'm going to ask you to share.
Yes, and thank you for that. Thank you, Lurleen, and a very warm welcome to this presentation on yes, the imposter syndrome is real. Here's how to deal with it. And lovely to see such interest in this topic, and it only indicates the need to talk more openly about it. And this is what we will do today, actually. So, a little bit about me. I am a life leadership coach and working with my inner imposters on a daily basis, on myself and on my clients. Before becoming a coach, I worked in finance, administration, and human resources. And my first job as a teacher was when I was 16, teaching English to my neighborhood kids in Albania. I'm originally from Albania and have been living in Denmark for 15 years. Now I am in Lisbon, Portugal, because I've been traveling since December. And that's the beauty of working online and the good thing from COVID, what happened. So what we're going to do today, very shortly, is there are two main pillars of this presentation and what is imposter syndrome. So we're going to go a little bit into the characteristics and beliefs of an imposter and also how to tame our imposters. So strategies and tools how to weaken our imposter. And at the end, there will be a 15 minutes time slot for allocated to questions. So write down your questions in Slido or in chat, wherever, and then we will take them at the end. But before we go there, I wanted to ask you, and then you can put like a emoji or something on the chat. I just wanted to ask you some questions and just check in with yourself and then see if this is true for you or not. So the first question is, do you contribute your success up to luck, timing, or computer error? Just check in with yourself and then put an emoji or something, or take a note for yourself. It doesn't matter. Just answer this question to yourself. Second, do you stress over even the smallest flaws in your work? Yes. Third, are you devastated by even constructive criticism, seeing it as an evidence of your inadequacy? I can see a lot. Okay, yes and no's, yes and no's. Good. Fourth, when you do succeed, do you secretly feel like you fooled them again? Yes, no, yes, no. Good. And the last one, do you worry that it's just a matter of time before you're found out? Okay. Yes, yes. Alrighty. Well, thank you. And so the imposter syndrome, basically, if you have answered yes to any of those questions, that is what imposter syndrome is. So the term first was coined and introduced in 1978 in an article, The Imposter Phenomena in High Achieving Women, Dynamics and Therapeutic Intervention by Pauline Rose Clance and Dr. Suzanne Eames, and sometimes also known as the fraud syndrome. It refers to the idea that our accomplishments aren't worthy of the attention, praise, and care that we are receiving, and that everyone will find out that we're actually a fraud. So the imposter syndrome happens when we disregard our talents and abilities, especially when we're presented with an amazing opportunity. What comes to mind here is very much when Harry Potter was told that he was a wizard, and his immediate reaction was to believe that there was some kind of a mistake, that he couldn't possibly be magical or special in any way. So to clarify here, the imposter syndrome is not a medical or a psychological disorder, but it's a common experience that happens to a lot of people, especially intelligent, talented, and successful people. It is more prevalent in women as well as other underprivileged groups, and it occurs in men as well, 30% of men. And the statistics are that 70% of people have experienced imposter syndrome in their life. So let's look a little bit at what are the imposter syndrome characteristics. So sufferers are unable to internalize their accomplishments. So people who struggle with imposter syndrome believe that they are undeserving of their achievements and the high esteem in which they're generally held. They feel that they aren't as competent or intelligent as others might think, and that soon enough people will discover the truth about them. And those with imposter syndrome are often well accomplished. They may hold high office or have numerous academic degrees. However, no matter how much positive feedback and praise they might receive, they're likely to dismiss it, thinking that the other person merely does not have the full story, that they might misunderstand how much of a fraud they really are. So when I say all this, check in with yourself. Where are you in the scale, right? So it's all about checking in with you. And another characteristic is that regardless of what level of success they may have achieved or what internal proof they get, they remain convinced internally that they do not deserve the success and they're really frauds. And here, there's a special person here for you who even Albert Einstein has said, the exaggerated esteem in which my life work is held makes me very ill at ease. I feel compelled to think of myself as an involuntary swindler. It's Albert freaking Einstein that said that. So that's crazy that even people of that genius have imposter feelings. Yes, wow. The next one is proof of success are dismissed as luck, timing, or ability to deceive others. Some people believe that if they're not natural geniuses, if talents or abilities don't come naturally to them, then they're not truly talented or worthy. And if there is any proof of success, they will blame it on luck, timing, or because they're very good at deceiving other people to make them believe that they know what they're talking about. Yes. My story now. It's just very shortly. I have had imposter feelings for the last 5 years throughout most of my journey as a coach. And even though I've had countless hours of coaching training, I still sometimes feel that I'm not a good coach, even though I've coached hundreds of clients from all over the world. And I was voted actually this year as one of the top 20 coaches in Denmark. I still wonder if my services are worth my fee. So, and sometimes have these feelings, well, even the term coach, am I actually a real coach? And sometimes I also believe that people, anyone can do what I do. And sometimes I also have thoughts of, well, who am I to be coaching other people? It's not like I have everything in order in my life. And I know that so many other coaches have similar feelings and thoughts as I do. So even the very successful ones. And because coaching, just a little bit of a background, coaching is also a profession that requires us in a way to sell nothing but ourselves. So it opens up also for a lot of rejections and failures and responsibilities. And it's a real jump out of the comfort zone, which definitely fuels a lot of self-doubt and anxiety. So that's one part of the story, but on the other side of the story, there is always seeing this journey of what we coaches are through, and also myself included, and also having people and friends and family and colleagues witnessing us in this journey and congratulating and seeing the whole success and how far, speaking for myself, I've made it, and still sometimes not always, but it's so difficult to take that in. So, and my imposter will always find something that can be done better, and more on that later. But as I stand here in front of you today, not as someone who has completely tamed her imposter, but as someone who's working on it and found my ways of how to tame it when it's the loudest. And also as someone who has tried on my own skin all the tools that I will share with you, and consciously am figuring out ways more and more how to deal with my imposter.